In the spotlight tonight, grand juries and protesting grand juries. Protests continued over the weekend and into tonight over the Michael Brown and Eric Garner grand jury results. On Friday night, hundreds of protesters blocked traffic in Harvard Square in Cambridge, just outside the gates of Harvard University. All of the schools of Harvard University joined in that protest. On Saturday, some 25,000 protesters marched in the Justice for All protests in Washington, D.C. Another 25,000 marched right here in New York City, the largest crowds since the grand jury's decision not to indict anyone in the killing of Eric Garner. And earlier today, protesters in Oakland, California, blocked traffic and chained themselves to the doors of police headquarters. At least 13 of those protesters were arrested today, according to the Associated Press. These coast-to-coast protests stem from the decisions made by grand juries working in secret who chose to bring no charges against police killers of unarmed black men. Today's grand juries can trace their roots back centuries. British legal writer Joshua Rosenberg explains the medieval English grand jury of 23 men was drawn from the local neighborhood and was expected to survey and report criminal behavior within the community. By the 16th century, it had become a body that listened to the prosecution evidence and decided whether a case had been made out. England ended its grand jury system in the 1930s. Former British colonies like Australia, New Zealand, and Canada have followed suit. My next guest says the United States should get rid of grand juries too, writing, "Our criminal justice system is founded upon principles of public accountability, fairness, and transparency. The grand jury process undermines these principles, and in doing so, it undermines our trust in the courts." Joining me now is Judge LaDoris Cordell, the first black woman to sit on the Superior Court in Northern California. She is currently the independent police auditor for the city of San Jose. Judge Cordell, I was really struck by your piece because over the last couple of weeks, I have been sitting here wondering why we still have grand juries and not really able to answer it. I grew up in a world where grand jury proceedings were secret, and growing up in Boston, they used the old British system with 23 members of a grand jury, and it was kind of like, you know, the Catholic Mass, the Latin Mass or something. It was just something that we always had, and no one questioned it. Why are we still running secret grand juries? What is the case for running secret grand juries?
Well, Lawrence, I can't actually give you the case for secret grand juries. It turns out today grand juries are not so grand. I can find no good reason to have these secret proceedings to determine whether or not there's probable cause that a person should stand trial for a felony offense. There is just no basis and no reason to have it in our democratic system, and especially in a criminal justice system. The reason you see thousands of people out in the street is because these individuals have lost their trust in the criminal justice system. How can you trust a system that is secret, where people have no idea how decisions are being made? So what happens is the whole basis of the system becomes undermined because of the lack of transparency. We need to get rid of criminal grand juries in this country once and for all.
Is there some, you know, as I thought about it, I started to wonder, well, maybe there is still some residual case to be made for certain kinds of grand juries, but certainly not for most of the way they're used. I mean, for example, I'm thinking about in Washington over the years at different times, there have been grand juries where they've investigated possible political figures involved with misconduct, and if they found nothing, it would have been very harmful for that to come out publicly about those people. And also, the grand jury had subpoena power, so they could actually subpoena someone in to talk in an investigation who might not otherwise voluntarily talk to police.
Well, Lawrence, it just turns out that grand juries are really convened in high-profile cases. Now, I will give you one argument where people support them, and that is prosecutors want to bring cases against gang members, and witnesses are afraid to testify because of retaliation, so they convene the grand juries. Well, half the states in this country do not have grand juries. And I cannot believe that half the states in this country don't have gang problems. So somehow they figured out a way to prosecute gang members without having criminal grand juries. So if you look at when they're actually used, they're used in high-profile cases where it is known to the world who the accused are. Back in the day, when they had grand juries, the secrecy was to protect the reputations of those accused because they might not then be indicted. Well, that's not the case today. We are not using grand juries the way they were planned to be used, and there's just no good use for them today at all.
And Judge, quickly before we go, that thing about protecting witnesses who might testify against gang members, what I never got about that part of it is, if you get the indictment against the gang member, then we're going to have a trial. That's going to be public, and the witness is going to be sitting there in the witness stand with the gang members sitting in the courtroom.
That's it exactly. And, you know, even we have preliminary examinations. That's the alternative to the grand jury system, where you have the proceedings are open to the public. Even there are ways that you can protect witnesses. You can have their faces covered, and yet have the testimony. The preliminary examination can be closed. There are all kinds of things that are done today, which really let you know the grand juries are just, they're useless. They're of no use whatsoever in the system.
So much so that half of the states do not have any grand jury system at all.
Yes, and the other half needs to get rid of them too.
I did not know that. LaDoris Cordell, thank you very much for joining us tonight.